it's stupid, shoot a movie with this cake. If I pop out, I got my gun on me. Oh, that.
At 1 minute and 23 seconds, did we just hear him say, if I pop out, I got my gun on me?
Yes.
With nobody but myself and this little gun on me. I told Mitch I might need some help. He said it's love, shorty.
And pausing at 1:33 seconds. Did we just hear him specifically mention?
Yes.
And Michi is daring himself, correct?
Yes.
Reviewing that he.
Yes.
Hoes in his house, if my bros in his house. And we be spinning shit so all them traps be closed in the north.
All right, so we just heard him say we be spinning shit so all those traps be closed in the north. What is a trap?
It's a house where usually narcotics are being sold out of.
What is the relevance of closed traps in the north?
Well, he's saying that we've been spinning, so the traps are closed in the north. So they're saying they're spinning the block. They're going out there to go shoot somebody or do a shooting on the north side, and that's why the traps.
I ain't fucking with you, spinner. Yeah, I know it, cool, that's fine. I told y'all Mookie lost his soul before the news said he died.
So there are some Jacksonville rappers with criminal rap sheets, and some of the performers and their victims are just all intertwined. So let's start with a popular Jacksonville rapper who is in jail tonight. He was arrested on charges of criminal mischief and tampering with an electronic monitoring device. That's Spinabenz, whose real name is Noah Williams. He's best known for a style of music called, sometimes, murder rap, in which gang affiliates celebrate the violent deaths of their rivals. He's featured on the viral video, Who I Smoke, which drew nearly 10 million views in the first few weeks after its release.
And I miss you. And now I what you cooking?
Hey, when I see you, I'ma push your shit back, boy. Chopper get to spin through your set, we don't fight, boy.
If we had a murder case, if this was a crime of violence, if Mr. Williams was charged with carjacking or armed robbery, right, I could see it. No question. Let the gang evidence in. But it's a simple possession case. And it's not even really a possession case. I mean, the handgun, undisputedly, is found in a vehicle. His girlfriend's driving the vehicle. She has a concealed weapon permit. She's the owner of the vehicle. And again, you've got a 12% DNA match, which again, this expert in Ohio, that's why it's so compelling that she testified before this jury. That's it. No fingerprints, nothing else.
Well, the trial of a high-profile Jacksonville rapper has been delayed. Noah Williams, who performs under the name Spinabenz, is charged with possession of a firearm by a gang-related felon. In addition to his successful music career, Williams is also affiliated with a violent street gang that police say is responsible for dozens of homicides. The extent to which his gang ties will be allowed at trial, that was one issue discussed at today's hearing. The judge did not issue a final ruling. The judge did, though, agree to delay the trial at least 2 weeks, time that Williams will have to spend behind bars. His bond was revoked last week after police say he removed his ankle monitor.
Out of this extensive gang war that's been going on, we talked about Malik Beals' murder, which the defendant is a victim of. He is in the car when Malik Beals is murdered.
Looking for a black Range Rover that could be involved in a shooting that happened on Lenox Avenue this evening. Police say someone pulled up in that SUV to a car at a gas station and opened fire. One person was shot in the head and has life-threatening injuries. This is new video of bullet holes in the side of a Raceway gas station and evidence markers being placed around the scene. 2 other people in the car are being questioned.
Today, we talking about a Florida rapper who, after cutting off his ankle monitor, had a warrant issued for his arrest. This same Florida rapper apparently saw his friend get shot in the head while sitting right next to him. And during that same funeral, with the presence of the FBI, DEA, and gang squad, and of course Jacksonville police, he was charged of being in possession of a firearm as a convicted felon and a well-documented gang member. But after his bond was revoked, Florida District Attorney had presented evidence of his music videos while him and his attorney was in court, with hopes of upgrading his charge from a simple possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and a known gang member to gang enhancement. Fam, we're going to cover it all. But first, I must remind y'all, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we're going to jump right to it. Now, family, before we get into details on how Florida rapper Spinabenz received a warrant for his arrest and was apprehended, we're going to go over the timeline of events that led up to the situation, dating back to 2021. It was allegedly a retaliation shooting between 2 alleged gangs in Florida called 6 Block and 1200. 1200 is the neighborhood that allegedly rapper Spinabenz and his brother, Whopper with the Chopper, is allegedly from. And according to authorities, they had feud with another local Jacksonville, Florida neighborhood/gang called 6 Block. 6 Block is the home area for two local rappers in Jacksonville, Florida called K Shorty and also Julio Fulio. K Shorty is currently incarcerated for the alleged shooting that took out the life of Spinabenz's friend after being shot in the face. Now, before we get into the specifics on how K Shorty was incarcerated and also how did he take the life of Spinabenz's friend and how did he get his location, we first must go over the motive. Only a couple weeks after K Shorty's 17th birthday, K Shorty and his girlfriend was coming back to his neighborhood after they attended a date and going to the movies at a restaurant. On March 19th, 2020, two men approached their car, got out, and sprayed their car with over 30 bullets, leaving 17-year-old India dead on the scene. May you rest in peace. K Shorty, he survived the hit. There was two people held responsible and arrested for that shooting. 21-year-old Roland Ball Jr. and 16-year-old Xavier Porter. According to authorities, those two individuals that was charged with that murder were from the neighborhood 1200, which is also the neighborhood of Spinabenz and Whopper with the Chopper.
1-year-old Roland Ball and 16-year-old Xavier Porter are charged in connection with their killing. 17-year-old Nandi Weish was a cheerleader who attended, or planned, that is, to attend Florida A&M University. News 4 Jax reporter Marilyn Parker is joining us live outside police headquarters. And Marilyn, we just learned this shooting was a retaliation.
Yes, we've just been going through the reports here within the last 10 minutes. And what we learned is that 2 nights before Nandi Weish was killed, there was another murder. This is on March 17th. And this is all within blocks between each other. We're told in the report that Ball was identified as one of the people who killed her. And it was in retaliation for who she was with at the time of the shooting. It was all payback. And again, both murders happened just blocks away from one another. 10 months and multiple tips later, JSO arrested 2 men in connection with the murder of 17-year-old Nandi Weish. She was killed in a shooting in March of 2020 when police say 2 men pulled in front of Weish's car, got out, and opened fire. Her family believes she was not the intended target. Jail records show on Tuesday, JSO arrested 21-year-old Roland Ball on charges of second-degree murder and aggravated battery. On Sunday, they arrested 16-year-old Xavier Porter and charged him with conspiracy to murder. Porter's incident number matches the incident number in Ball's arrest report. Previous booking reports on Ball list him as a known gang member, and News 4 Jax crime and safety expert Ken Jefferson says these arrests show the extent of gang activity in Jacksonville.
Particularly when they're involved in gangs, they don't care where those bullets go. And it goes to show you, a person 16 years old that's on the streets committing these types of crimes shows you that wanted to be a part of something.
2017 booking reports show Ball accidentally shot himself, and after being questioned by police, they got a warrant to search his house, and they found 2 guns and drugs. He was arrested and charged with possession of a firearm by a juvenile and possession of a controlled substance and put on probation.
Looking at his criminal record, I would say partly the blame is the system, because had he been sentenced for those crimes, he wouldn't have been on the street to be able to commit this crime.
Then in October of 2020, he was arrested for dating violence, false imprisonment, aggravated assault, theft of a firearm, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. All those charges were dropped. Ball is being held here on a $2 million bond. Also, in that arrest report, it says a witness interviewed heard that Ball confessed to murdering Weish 1 month after it happened. And also, at the scene, they found a light.
Now, after almost just a little over a year, K Shorty would get his lick back, according to authorities, after Spinabenz go to Instagram Live and post his location. Shortly after Spinabenz would post his location, K Shorty would catch them at a Raceway gas station in Florida, leaving with 2 of his friends in a Charger, who will all be hit, but one person, who was the driver, was hit in the face, and he later died on the scene. And after this shooting, authorities have released that they was looking for a black Range Rover, later to be discovered that was occupied by the Florida rapper, K Shorty, and also another close individual from his neighborhood who was also shot in the face, a person that go by the name of Crackerjack.
He in reverse. He kind of getting too far. I want to fast now. This what I do. I put my body to the blue. I put my mask side. So when I shoot, bitch, I ain't even no clue. I'm shooting the glass side.
Now, Jacksonville police are looking for a black Range Rover that could be involved in a shooting that happened on Lenox Avenue this evening. Police say someone pulled up in that SUV to a car at a gas station and opened fire.
Maybe someone had wrote this for him, but K Shorty had went to Instagram to make the following post to Spinabenz and whop it with the chopper. Green light and Spinabenz, tell JSO to free me. Y'all know I'm innocent. They waiting on y'all word. Please stay a fan and mind your business. Please no spin or green light. It's not snitching. They are victims in my case. That's all. Now, after Spinabenz had attended the funeral service for the guy that was shot in the face during this incident, he was stopped by Jacksonville police while driving passenger side of his girlfriend's vehicle. But according to authorities, they found 3 legally stored firearms inside the glove compartment. Spinabenz's girlfriend, who was also the owner of the vehicle, she had her license and registration, and also she was legally to conceal in Florida. She had took ownership of all 3 guns, which was later determined that they was bought correctly. But the problem of why Spinabenz was later arrested and also put on house arrest, because on one of the firearms, he had 13% of his DNA on, which ultimately got him on house arrest, as he was a documented gang member who wasn't supposed to be around firearms.
You know, if we had a murder case, if this was a crime of violence, if Mr. Williams was charged with carjacking or armed robbery, right, I could see it. No question. Let the gang evidence in. But it's a simple possession case. And it's not even really a possession case. I mean, the handgun, undisputedly, is found in a vehicle. His girlfriend's driving the vehicle. She has a concealed weapon permit. She's the owner of the vehicle. And again, you've got a 12% DNA match, which again, this expert in Ohio, that's why it's so compelling that she testified before this jury. That's it. No fingerprints, nothing else.
Spinabenz ended up cutting off his ankle monitor nearly a year later, which ended up leading to this event as y'all see him in court on the above screen. Like the lawyer said, it was a simple firearms possession that they're trying to now upgrade to gang enhancement. And the prosecutor's best evidence is apparently Spinabenz's music videos.
At 1 minute, 23 seconds, did we just hear him say, if I pop out, I got my gun on me?
Yes.
So there are some Jacksonville rappers with criminal rap sheets, and some of the performers and their victims are just all intertwined. So let's start with a popular Jacksonville rapper who is in jail tonight. He was arrested on charges of criminal mischief and tampering with an electronic monitoring device. That's Spinabenz, whose real name is Noah Williams. He's best known for a style of music called, sometimes, murder rap, in which gang affiliates celebrate the violent deaths of their rivals. He's featured on the viral video, Who I Smoke, which drew nearly 10 million views in the first few weeks after its release last year. And that video's main star is Kenyatta Bullard, who performs as Young and Ace. Stay with me here. Young and Ace survived an ambush near Town Center in 2018, but in that ambush, Ace's brother and 2 best friends died, and those 3 deaths are mocked by another rapper in Jacksonville. His name is Charles Jones. He's also known as Fulio, and Fulio's cousin was allegedly murdered by an ally of Young and Ace, the rapper who survived that ambush. Now, this rapper vengeance just continues. Another Young and Ace ally, Hakeem Robinson, aka Queso, has been charged with first-degree murder in the death of Fulio's brother, a 16-year-old named Adrian Gaynor, also known as Bibby. And Bibby's name, in turn, appears in multiple songs, including one by Queso, another one by Young and Ace, including the video that we just talked about, Who I Smoke. Now, as for Fulio, known as Charles Jones, that's his real name, he's currently fighting the state attorney's office after his lawyer says he was pulled over and detained for allegedly fleeing from officers. And Jones' lawyer says body camera from the traffic stop showed an assistant state attorney instructing officers to collect evidence. Now, according to his attorney, Jones, the rapper, was then taken to the state attorney's office and was questioned about a murder of his best friend. All of the performers we've just mentioned currently have criminal cases.
Before we continue, each and everyone who lost their life due to these tragic events, may you guys rest in peace and love and prayers to you guys' family. But that was the story of of a Jacksonville, Florida rapper who ended up being apprehended only days after cutting his ankle monitor off, and now incarcerated while the DA of Florida tried to upgrade his charges due to his music videos. Family, how y'all feel about this one? Get in the comments and talk to me. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.